Let's take a look at how important physical security really is by configuring a hardware keylogger. So what I've got here is a physical keyboard. It's a USB keyboard, so if I look at the end, that's definitely a USB connector. The idea is that when I have a hardware keylogger, which I have here in my left hand, it is designed to be plugged into a USB port, such as on the back of a desktop computer. Then the USB keyboard itself is designed to be plugged into the back of it. We end up with this. Now, from a physical security standpoint, this is a big problem if we don't have control of who is gaining access to desktops in an office environment. As an example, if we have a reception area for clients coming into our office and there's no one at the front desk for whatever reason, how hard would it be for an attacker to walk in and do this? To unplug the keyboard, plug it into this keylogger, and then plug this keylogger directly into the back of the machine. It takes seconds. That's how scary this is. Now, in this particular example, this hardware keylogger has an embedded Wi-Fi access point. So it automatically activates when it gets power so that an attacker only needs to connect to the Wi-Fi access point and the web page to view what was captured as keystrokes through this keylogger. Now you might wonder, won't my virus scanner pick that up? No, it will not, because this isn't software. This is at the hardware level. So that's why we're making such a big emphasis on physical security and controlling who has access to what to protect digital assets. So let's go ahead and let's see how this actually works. So what I've done is I've plugged in the USB keyboard into the keylogger and the keylogger into a USB port on my computer. So I have an active USB keyboard. So I'm going to go ahead and type in a couple of characters. So I've just typed in A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now the keylogger has retained that. It just works automatically. So in order for an attacker to get that information, he or she would need to connect to the wireless network as we described and simply view the web page. And they can do that without gaining physical access to the keylogger. It's absolutely frightening. Let's take a look at how we would actually do that, connect to the wireless part of the keylogger. Okay, so let's connect to that Wi-Fi network tied to that hardware keylogger. So here in Windows, I'm going to go into my settings. And what I want to do is I want to get a list of available Wi-Fi networks. So there are a lot of ways to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and type in network, and I'll choose show available networks. And when I go to show available networks, again, I have a number of Wi-Fi networks showing up over here on the right. Now you have to know with these kind of embedded devices what the name of the wireless network is. This one is showing up as AIR0844BC. Now, if I don't know that, I have to do a bit of research and find out what my device will show as. So I'm going to go ahead and select that network to make a connection to it. I'll choose connect. Okay, so now we've made a connection to that wireless network. It's an open network, which means there's no authentication. However, it says no internet. Well, that's okay. Why would it have a connection to the internet? I don't need that. Perfect, we are in. So now we just need to connect to the right web page to view the captured keystrokes. So for that, I'm going to go into a web browser, and in my browser, I'm going to connect to the IP address of my default gateway. Normally, a Wi-Fi router is your default gateway or router when you need to get out of the network, out to the internet. But we're not going to the internet here. But what that does is it pops up the web page for the embedded web server. And if I go down and take a look, we can see here that a lot of items were copied here. We've got some text, names, and as I continue going through all of the pages, such as if I go to the last page, it'll show me the last piece of data that it copied. Now we only have one page of data here, one of which includes what I typed in originally, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So after having seen how easy that was, I hope it gives a sense of urgency for paying attention to physical security, which in turn protects our digital assets.